The decade-long mystery over the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 still baffles officials and experts. The plane seemingly vanished with 239 people on board, and many experts assume the plane crashed into the southern Indian Ocean. This happened back in 2014. Bits of debris, seemingly from the aircraft, have since washed up on beaches, but the plane itself has never been found. The official search for the aircraft ended in 2017, 3 years after the disappearance. But now a new project is setting out to solve aviation's greatest mystery. So I'd like to welcome in Jeff Wise. He is a science journalist who is leading the Finding MH370 project. Jeff, it is so great to speak to you again on this topic. A mystery that still baffles so many people. What is the latest on the search?
Well, Nichole, it has been 6 years since the last bit of data was retrieved by Ocean Infinity, the private company that continued the official search on the seabed. No trace of the plane was found. And, you know, what's so strange about this case, what makes it so different from so many other aircraft investigations, is that there's so little data, and what we do have is so riddled with paradoxes.
How does, Jeff, a plane seemingly disappear?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, because the data that the scientists retrieved from the Inmarsat satellite system very clearly suggested that it had gone into the southern Indian Ocean. And what's more, it suggested a very specific place in the ocean. But when they searched that place, it wasn't there. And so this raises questions. We basically have to throw open all of our assumptions and ask, well, what are all the possible things that could have happened to this plane? And one of the puzzling mysteries is how these barnacles grew. So when anything goes into the ocean, including pieces of aircraft debris, little critters start to grow on them, barnacles, and a specific kind of barnacle that's very common in the world's oceans. And it's almost like a clock. As these things drift through the water, the critters grow on them and they get gradually bigger. And when these pieces were retrieved, scientists were surprised at how small the barnacles were. They should have been a lot bigger given how long the pieces had floated, presumably, if one presumed that the pieces went into the ocean when the plane vanished. And so what the point of this experiment is going to be to see if we can calibrate that growth rate to understand where these pieces really came from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it really is so mysterious. Jeff, what do you think happened?
I think there's two distinct possibilities. One is that, as the officials assumed, the pilot committed mass murder-suicide for reasons we don't understand. He seems to have been a very calm, stable person, but I guess human beings are capable of anything. That's possibility one. Possibility two is that while it seems like a hijack, actually this was the work of very sophisticated hijackers who got into the unlocked electronics bay, which is accessible by anybody from the cabin, and tampered with the black box that connected with the satellite. And that created these signals that made it look like the plane went into the southern Indian Ocean, when in fact it went another direction. And that would explain why the plane wasn't found where the signals suggested it should be.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, how difficult would it be for that to have happened?
Well, it has never happened before, but then these days a lot of things are happening that had never happened before. Something that was going on around 2014 was that we were entering a new kind of age of electronic warfare. You know, there's all sorts of cyber attacks taking place now. We've kind of gotten used to it, but it was quite new at the time. In fact, in 2011 was the first known case of an aggressive takeover of an aircraft through electronic cyber means. The Iranians actually captured a U.S. military drone over Iran in 2011. So this idea was very novel at the time. It's not so novel now.
Right.
But so I've started this Kickstarter to fund this project that will, over the course of 15 months, recreate the drift that the first piece of debris recovered made after the disappearance, to see if the sea life that grows on it matches what was found on that actual piece of aircraft. It washed ashore on a French island called La Réunion in 2015.
So, Jeff, do you think this mystery will ever be 100% definitively solved?
You know, I think I would like it to be, and if your viewers would like it to be as well, they should search for the Finding MH370 Kickstarter project and pitch in, because if we just get a fairly minor amount of money, we can get this piece of an actual 777 aircraft and put some telemetry on it, put it in the ocean, and
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.